Welcome to Prep Rally, presented by arpreps.com. High school football playoffs action is still in the air. We're through 2 rounds of the playoffs and a lot of local teams to talk about. Let's start with Class 4A, where 3 of our teams from the 4A1 conference are still in the playoffs. You've got Prairie Grove, you've got Pea Ridge, you've got Shiloh Christian. These teams all through 2 rounds of the playoffs, and that wasn't necessarily expected. Pea Ridge really deserves a lot of attention here for going down to Nashville, the number 1 team in the state, folks, and getting a 53-28 win on the road at Nashville. This was really probably not expected by a lot of people. The Blackhawks, they had barely beaten Arkadelphia in the first week of the season, and then they go to Nashville and just dominate the Scrappers. This is the number 1 team in the state, and they dominate the Scrappers. This is an unbelievable win for Pea Ridge. It sets up a game against Hamburg now, and in the state quarterfinals. That's where we're at in 4A1. So Pea Ridge, unbelievable game. You've got Shiloh Christian. They go to Heber Springs, 42-7 win. So they now go to Dardanelle, another road trip for Shiloh Christian, but we've been talking about they were really set up as a having a good seed, a good draw, and that could potentially lead to a Shiloh Christian Pea Ridge rematch in the playoffs. We'll wait and see if these 2 teams can get through on that side of the bracket. Prairie Grove, 61-13, dominating win over Central Arkansas Christian. Now they get Gosnell in the next round. So the 4A1 conference has 3 teams left in the playoffs. We only have 8 teams left in Class 4A, and the 4A1 conference really can stick out its chest and say, well, hey, look, we're probably the best conference left playing in 4A1 playoffs because they've got 3 teams left. Speaking of that conference, Pea Ridge, we really need to talk a lot about them. They have just done a great job. Duncan Truesdale, one of their key players, though, is out for the season with a big shoulder injury, but he spoke with us about, what it means to have his team go on in the playoffs, keep going without him. Duncan, we're going to have a great feature on Duncan in our Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette paper. Let's hear from him real quick about the big win for the Blackhawks over Nashville last week.
This week you guys get another home game. How proud are you, well, first of all, of knocking off, a team like Nashville, and then to get to come back home again? How big was that for you guys to get another home game like this?
Oh, it was huge because we didn't get to bring a lot of fans down to Nashville, if you could see that. And we came out with a big win. Now momentum shifts back our way for the rest of the playoffs because we're on our home field.
You guys had a little bit of revenge factor in that win last week too, because they're the team that knocked you guys out in the semifinal. Did that make it any sweeter of a win for you guys?
It definitely felt good. I wouldn't say that we used the term revenge in that game. We just wanted to beat every team, but it definitely felt good.
You also have in 7A some key matchups. No surprise that Fayetteville advances on 35-0 over Conway. Fayetteville, the co-champion of the 7A West. Conway came in with not a really good record, 4-7 in that game last Friday at Harmon Stadium. So Fayetteville back in the semifinals again. They're 10-1. And big surprise, guess who they play? Bentonville. Bentonville 10-2 now, a 31-10 winner over Fort Smith Northside. So Bentonville and Fayetteville, we cannot be surprised here. It seems like these 2 rematch in the state playoffs every year, and that's pretty close. This is like the 7th time in the last 10 years that these 2 have played in the playoffs. And once again, it's not the state finals, it's the semifinals, but Bentonville, Fayetteville, here we go again. Coach Bill Blankenship from Fayetteville spoke with us after the game, and here's what he had to say about the Fayetteville win over Conway. Well, defense came to play tonight.
No kidding.
Had to be happy with that. A week off, so, you're used to that, but these guys kind of aren't. So the way they responded to that and came out and just handled
Yeah,
it from the get-go was really impressive.
I thought we really played well defensively. I challenged them at halftime. I thought we were playing good. I didn't think we were playing great on defense. We were just a little bit they're getting too many first downs and just by a little bit. And I thought our guys really cranked up the intensity in the second half.
And then the offense kind of picked it up as well. You know,
yeah, we were a little
said
sloppy early. Certainly got the first touchdown with T-Rock, and that kind of got us started in 14, but I wasn't comfortable with that. I thought we really needed to crank it up in the second half.
Yeah, you got him going.
Yeah, we didn't have any problem with Taylor identifying him. He wasn't hard to identify.
And it's kind of a tricky night. You know, wind all over the place.
Yeah,
it's hard to, Taylor misleading maybe on his numbers because
Yeah,
it's just hard to get that passing game going.
Yeah, and it was a tough wind, but it was a little bit crosswind too. It wasn't just a straight north wind, and so it made it a little tougher. But I thought we got better as the night went on.
So it's just it's that playoff time. I mean, it's impressive win, but it's just move on and keep going.
You just try everything you can to go 1-0, and that keeps you alive. And we've always thought getting to play through Thanksgiving was a huge deal. Getting to practice during this Thanksgiving break is always a huge celebration, and our guys understand that.
You have Springdale Harbor eliminated. That was probably the biggest surprise last Friday. Harbor, great season running up to Friday's loss, 23-16 to Bryant. That one stunned us, stunned a lot of people. Bryant's really picked it up in the second half of the season. They come up here to Wildcat Stadium and get the win, had a 20-2 lead. Harbor just really struggled, and a great season for Harbor, but it does admittedly come up short for them. They expected to get back to Little Rock and maybe even push for a championship. So Bryant and North Little Rock now are going to be on the other side of that semifinal 7A bracket. The Bentonville-Fayetteville winner is going to go to the championship, where both of those schools have been a bunch over the last decade. So that's kind of your rundown of last week, your look ahead. Those are our area teams. We'll be talking about it. We'll be looking ahead, arpreps.com, all our Twitter feeds, NWA Vernon, NWA Henry, NWA Chip. We'll keep updating you, NWA Cappy, NWA Scotty. You can get all this updates. We'll be out there on Friday nights. We'll be here all season long. And thanks for sticking with us in this first year of Prep Rally. Stick around for a slideshow and updates. And thanks for joining us on Prep Rally.